Hi, he's Jonathan Bailey.
This is Scarlett Johansson.
And we are doing the Wired Autocomplete interview.
Just to say. Yeah, instead of tucking them in my crotch. Where did they go? In my secret magical place. Go on, you hold that. Okay, what was Scarlett Johansson's breakout role?
My breakout role was probably the Horse Whisperer when I was 12.
Brilliant film.
Yeah, thank you.
Not Home Alone 3?
That was a follow-up to the Horse
Oh, that was first.
No,
Okay.
actually it was before that.
Okay.
Well, I had worked before that, but I think that would be my breakout role. I don't know. Ask Google.
What is Scarlett Johansson directing?
I directed a film called Eleanor the Great, starring June Squibb and Erin Kellyman and Chiwetel Ejiofor and Jessica Hecht.
And I hear it's brilliant.
Thank you.
Was going to Cannes. The Cannes must have been a highlight.
It was a humongous highlight,
Yeah.
like absolute dream come true. It really, really was. It was so amazing to be there with the cast, and yeah,
June Squibb's
it'll be
an
coming out
icon.
this fall.
What is Scarlett Johansson's favourite movie?
Oh, that is tough. I love Anti-Mame. I also love Groundhog Day.
Brilliant
I also
film.
love Terminator 2 a lot, and Back to the Future 2.
Yeah, cracking selection. Amen to them.
All right.
And Jurassic World Rebirth. What is Scarlett Johansson's favourite song? Depends on the day. Sure.
It definitely depends on the day. But I love Billie Holiday sings a version of All of Me that I really love. It's one of my favorite songs for sure.
Here we go.
Why are Jonathan Bailey's eyes blue in Wicked? Yeah, why did they do that?
Winky Blue. There's a lyric in, it will all become clear in the second film, but there's a lyric in the duet, for those who know. He says, "You've got me seeing through different eyes." So that's a clue.
Okay.
There's a real,
There you go.
There's a real evolution of the character.
And it's literal, the actual eyeballs.
Yes, exactly, and I want to show you my eyes.
Is Jonathan Bailey actually singing in Wicked? Are you?
I am singing Wicked, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The internet needs
Every
to
beat,
know.
every bar, every G,
How was
every
that?
B.
That must have been. So wait, do you sing live while you're doing? Was it one of those?
Yeah,
or
we
did
sang
you
it
do
all
like
live.
a track? You did sing live?
Yeah, well, yes, and then.
Did you lose it a lot? Where you were like, you would do a whole take of like dancing and doing all this stuff, and then you'd end up in a really off key.
There's an iconic moment, and I won't name and shame the artist, but where they forgot to put her click track on while she was singing on Top of the Pops in the UK, and what you could hear was. And I won't lie, there's a couple of takes where that happened to me. Okay, what?
Music does Jonathan Bailey listen to? What are you listening to right now?
At the moment, I'm listening to a 90s playlist. Ultra Latte, Snap, sort of Acid House, Jamiroquai. Do you know
How do
Jamiroquai?
you? Of course.
Yeah.
How did you compile
Do you know
that?
Jamiroquai?
We're like besties. But how did you compile it?
This whole press tour feels very 90s nostalgia. My dad was formerly a DJ in a past life, and there was an album called Dance to the Max. That is like etched onto my nostalgic mind, so I've been
Nice.
enjoying that. Is Jonathan Bailey dating Scarlett Johansson? Yes.
Yes. You heard it here first. Is Scarlett Johansson going to be in
Your questions are riveting.
Jurassic World?
No, but is she
I don't think they're doing a very good job of promoting the movie if that's the number one Google question. Whoopsies! Okay, does Scarlett Johansson...
turn into a dinosaur?
How did they find out?
Do you know why this is being Googled?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Do you know? You know, because we talked about this. There was like a terrible AI version of a trailer that came out. Did you see it?
Oh,
You must have seen it.
No,
And
but I think you told me.
But it had a dinosaur with Scarlett's ponytail.
I actually turn into a dinosaur, not in this film though, but like at some point in the evening.
Oh, you do what every night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
the only thing that will bring her back is a dirty martini. Can Scarlett Johansson?
Can Scarlett Johansson...
Can Jonathan Bailey read? Can Scarlett Johansson actually feed?
Who's asking? Okay.
Who does Jonathan Bailey end up with in Bridgerton? Do you know
Wait,
that?
am I supposed to be asking you that?
Oh, sorry, yeah, go on. Ask me
Who
the
does
question.
Jonathan Bailey end up with in Bridgerton?
Kate Sharma. Formerly Kate Sharma, now Kate Bridgerton. Played by Simone Ashley.
Who was Jonathan Bailey in Broadchurch?
You can see the difference between the questions. People know who you are. Everyone's like trying to piece it all together. This is all my crumbs, Hansel and Gretel crumbs of my career.
The one,
In
you mean the
Broad-
one that said it's Scarlett Johansson in Jurassic World Rebirth?
Yeah, that's the one. Do you know about Broadchurch?
No, what is that?
British crime drama. Ollie Stevens, yeah, he was like a pretty annoying local reporter, nephew of Olivia Colman. It was David Tennant. Phoebe Waller-Bridge then came in and played my love interest in the second series. But it was an amazing British cast.
Is it a comedy?
No, it was a kind of Scandi noir British drama, and it came at a time where there was a spate before streaming where dramas would play every night, Monday to Friday, and we'd really got into that. And then Broadchurch came along, and they just paced it every week, and it was like a water cooler moment.
You mean
Brilliant
like
cast.
how regular TV used to be?
yeah.
Before
This
streaming?
incredible thing.
Remember,
that
like they used to leave you with a cliffhanger every week, and it's sort of like
you had time
kept
to
a network
process.
alive. Yeah. Next,
Ready?
who does Jonathan Bailey remind me of?
Your dad.
Daddy.
Next. Scarlett Johansson. Is Scarlett Johansson hosting the Today Show
I have hosted the Today Show
in January
Yeah, I did it for a week. I loved it. It was my favorite job of all time.
with Jenna?
Other than yes, it was so
Lovely.
fun. You did it yesterday.
I popped in and said hello yesterday, yeah. When did Scarlett Johansson host SNL? Have you got the jacket? Have you done 5 times?
I've done 7 times.
Oh, wow. So you've got when did you get the jacket?
At the
Prime
5th
Timer
time.
Club. Yeah.
Yeah, I just hosted it. I hosted the season finale. I think it went pretty well. I mean, the wheels fell off by the end, which is, I think, like
Always a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. A lot of work, and like by the end of it, you're delirious, and then the next day you feel like you got hit by a truck. It's fantastic.
It's so good. Where did Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost meet?
We met at SNL just a couple of weeks ago. That said finale.
Why Scarlett Johansson is not on social media?
It's just not
It's
my
a
thing.
different, it's a world that...
It's not my thing.
It's nice, yeah. Go on.
Does Jonathan Bailey dance?
Yes.
Does Jonathan Bailey own a horse?
No.
What a weird question. Do you own a horse?
Oh, well, because I've done 2 films with the same horse. Jack is a horse that I rode in Bridgerton.
And
we did have a very, very special bond. I mean, he's just an amazing horse. And when I got the part in Wicked of Fiyero, I went to meet John Chu, and the first question, I was like, have you cast the horse? Because I think I know the man for the job, and that's Jack. He's got more credits than anyone. He's a hero.
does he love you?
I think so. I haven't seen him for a while. I need to go and pop in and say hello.
Does he know? Does he remember you and stuff?
Yeah, we really, when you work, I mean,
With an animal,
you're like
you really
literally
love them.
the horse
Yeah.
whisperer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We really bonded. There was a scene where I had to canter and I jumped off him cantering.
Scary. When you were scared?
But you're not scared when it's Jack.
Oh,
but then
that's
when you
great.
ride other horses, you realise how intricate the communication is
Yeah.
between man and horse. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, nice. Can you do a front walkover?
I can.
You
I did
can?
it in the film.
You did?
In Wicked.
Oh. I was like, I don't remember you doing a front walkover.
When Henry Lewis sees a dinosaur, he just has to flip. He flips out.
Did you learn that when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
In gymnastics?
I did gymnastics.
Can you do a back walkover?
I probably could after a dirty martini. So at
that
the
sounds
time when you
dangerous.
come back from being a dinosaur, I'll do it. I start bending backwards.
Jonathan Bailey glasses, Jurassic Park. Tell us about them.
The answer is yes. When we had the costume fitting, there were like certain things.
Stephen wanted you to wear glasses.
Yes, that was key, and it was written. I'm sure it was in the script. But
Yeah.
and we knew this was going to be a love letter and a film that's in reverence to so many of the films we loved growing up. And so we thought of Dreyfus.
I think it's a Cary Grant thing, personally.
You think it's a CG?
100%. I know that to be true.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It is.
We were like, it's a Dreyfus thing, and then they were made by Cubits, a brand that I'd worn for 10 years, so it all just sort of made sense.
If you asked Stephen, he would say it's a Cary Grant thing.
Oh, yeah, she fights. She fights social media.
You guys, the boards don't lie. That was the truth right there. The tea was spilled
I was naked before you. She's been
for the
Scarlett.
boards. And he has been Jonathan Bailey.
And I hope you weren't bored with our boards.